Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Marsha, and I'm the head of Blue Team at ZENTARA, who is working on the cyber defense side, aka the people who don't sleep so your systems can. Anyway, by the beginning of this month, we have conducted a demo session to discover how our red team and blue team working together in our cybersecurity services. But for you guys who haven't got any chance to attend the session, don't worry. I'll wrap up everything real quick for you so you can catch up as well. So basically, in cybersecurity, we used to have this kind of terms like red team and blue team. So red team is working on the offensive security, meanwhile the blue team working on the defensive side. So at the demo, our red team simulate a phishing attempt that successfully gave them the access into the internal networks, and they're doing some kind of scanning activity, lateral movement, and they were trying to exfiltrate the data on the main server. Meanwhile, our blue team has already detected everything from the beginning. They doing the analysis, investigation, and also the incident response. So the exfiltration attempt was failed to be performed by the red team. So that's how our demo sessions looks like. But today we're going to talk more about something exciting in blue team, but maybe a little bit scary. It's all about AI versus hackers, the cyber battle you didn't know was happening. So basically, we will talking about detecting breaches before the bad guys announce them to the world. But maybe if you haven't got any idea about the topic or what will be discussed in this session, don't worry. I'll give you an example. So if you're Indonesian, maybe you have familiar with the hacker named Bjorka, right? So it's like 3 years ago in 2022, it goes viral because this hacker claimed to successfully breaches a lot of data containing our KTP or identity card and PWP for our tax information. And this hacker is selling the data on the dark web. So yeah, this is a good example for you to know what will be discussed on this discussion. So after that, we will also discover how AI enhance the threat intelligence and make the detection even faster and how it will be implemented in the SOC. So there's no boring theory, there's no heavy jargon, just a real stories, real insight, and things that you can take back to your teams right away. Anyway, don't forget to grab your coffee because it's gonna be a bit long, but yeah, I promise you it will be really interesting. So here's our roadmap for today. So first, we'll look at the threat landscape in 2025, but there's a little bit spoiler. It's not a pretty, but yeah, you know that the knowledge is the power. This is a good start for you to know why we are doing this and why we are discussing this. And then we will talk about the dark web ecosystems. Yeah, it's as sketchy as it sounds, but understanding where the threats originate is really crucial right now. And next, we will exploring the gap and how AI becomes our secret weapon in this fight. So processing billions of signals that humans simply can't handle. And finally, we will walk you through a real world use case and show you exactly what actionable intelligence look like. By the end of the session, you will see why waiting for attackers to announce the breaches is no longer an option. And now, let's talk about numbers for a second. So, if you take a look at this chart, these are not just statistics, but they're a warning signs. Because if you take a look uh, on the chart, there are 38% year-over-year increase in credential leaks or data breaches. Also, if you aware that ransomware attack, API exploitation, and supply chain attacks, they will be end up as the credential leaks as well. But the crazy thing is now the AI also also used by the threat actors or the hacker. So it will be enhance their attacks and it will be very fast in the dark web. So this is not a trend. This is an acceleration. And here's the kicker. The average time to detect a breach is still 200 days. Yeah. That's almost 7 months where the hackers are already inside your network, exfiltrating the data, setting up the backdoor, and planning for their next move. Meanwhile, on the dark web, like I said earlier, the stolen credentials are being sold in under 24 hours. So now you can see the problem, right? The hackers are moving at light speed while the traditional security is stuck in slow motion. So this is the gap that we need to close in this session. So, what exactly happens in these shadowy corners of internet? But maybe in this slide, I would like your help to fill in the vote. We have the vote. Have you ever heard about dark web? Could you please send it the vote? I will give you a minute. Right. So, you can think for you guys if you haven't heard about the dark web, because yeah, I believe on the vote we got one no, so there's 1% that haven't heard about dark web. So you can think this dark web as the world's largest criminal marketplace. Yeah, it's a marketplace. If you already know marketplace looks like, so you used to sell or buying things in the marketplace by online, but now you can imagine that this marketplace is hosted by the hackers where they are selling the data, including your sensitive data, maybe your KTP numbers, your tax, NPWP, and etc. So this marketplace open like 24/7, completely anonymous and disturbingly well organized. So we're talking about forums where hackers share the zero-day exploits like a recipes, and also the Telegram channels with thousands of members trading the stolen databases, marketplaces where your company's VPN credentials are listed for $50 maybe, and the ransomware as a service where anyone can launch an attack for a subscription fee. And this is the crazy thing. It's not just about selling the stolen data anymore. So these communities are coordinating attacks, sharing the intelligence about the targets, and even offering the customer support for their malware. And this is really crazy, right? So now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of the organizations have zero visibility into these dark web spaces. Your firewall can't even see it, your CM blind to it, or even your expensive endpoint protection, not even close. So, these traditional security tools are designed to protect your perimeter and monitor your internal network. But the threats doesn't start inside your network anymore. So they now start in the dark web forums, in the private telegrams, in the page sites you've never heard of. And by the time an alert fires into your dashboard, the attack is already underway. This is the visibility gap, and it's the reason why the companies are still learning about their own breaches from news, articles, or maybe ransom notes. So we're like fighting 2025 threats with 2015 visibility. And now we will talk why AI is essential. So that's across 50 plus languages. using slang, code words, and deliberate obfuscation. And in the dark web, if you have any experience accessing the dark web, yeah, there's quite a lot daily dark web posts because, like I said earlier, now the hackers also using AI to do this kind of things. So it's like 10 million plus for the daily dark web post. And also, after the credential leak, they spread across the channels in under 60 seconds. So there's no human analyst and there's no team, how skilled they are, and no matter how well founded they are, that can process this volume at this speed. So this is not a nice to have anymore. This is a necessity now. So AI can monitor hundreds of sources, simultaneously understand the context in multiple languages, and extract the entities even from a screenshot that posted by the hackers and correlate the findings against your specific digital footprints all in real time. So it's not about replacing your security team, but it's about giving them superpower. So AI handles the impossible scale, so your analyst can focus on what humans do best and the strategic response, also the decision making. Now, let me walk you through how this actually works in the practice. So it will be a four-stage pipeline. The first one is the collection. So the automated crawlers are constantly monitoring the dark web marketplace, Telegram channels, and paste sites, leaks forums, or anywhere threat actors can congregate. The second one is the enrichment. This is where the AI really shines. It extracts the entities like email addresses and domains, performs the OCR on the screenshots that the hacker posts, applies the keyword scoring, and contextualize the severity. And the next one is the correlation, where machine learning matches these findings against your specific assets, your domains, your employee emails, your IP ranges, your third-party vendors. And the last one, this is the most important one. This is the alerting where the high confidence threats are automatically pushed to your dashboard for immediate action. So the entire pipeline operates in near real time, which means you're getting actionable intelligence while you still have time to respond. So, what exactly are we detecting using AI? So, there are six critical threat categories in here. Domain mention is when the threat actors or the hackers are specifically discussing about your organization, and the credential leaks, if there's any employee emails or password appearing in the data dumps, and also the database dumps when your sensitive database being exposed, and the ransomware list when a group of ransomware are planning to coordinating attacks against your sector, and the insider threat. This is something that we don't want to be happen, but yeah, this happened because your expensive security tools not strong enough to prevent this happen. And the last one about the impersonation, this is the case where fake domains and phishing infrastructure are targeting your customers. So each of these represents a different attack vector, and each requires a different response as well. So the AI doesn't just find this as a threat, it will be prioritize them based on the severity and relevance to your specific environment. And now let's talk about what this looks like from the SOC perspective. So when a threat is detected, your team doesn't get a fake alert saying something suspicious happened, but they get a rich contextualized intelligence report, including the exact source from which forum, which channel, or which marketplace, and also the threat actor profile, the username, and also the reputation of the hacker, full context, the conversation or the post details, also the indicator of compromise or IOC, where email addresses, domains, or IP addresses are mentioned, and the severity rating based on the confidence and potential impact. And the last one, this is the most important. about the recommended action. So this AI will give you what to do right now after the breach. So this is not just a data, it's an actionable intelligence. Your analyst can immediately verify the threat and understand the scope and initiate the response procedure. No more hunting through logs or trying to piece together fragments of information into one anymore. So what happens next? Like I said earlier, in the blue team, we have this L1, L2, and L3 roles. So the L1 will do the triage, the L2 do the investigation, L3 or the FIR doing the deep analysis and also the incident response. So the SOC already has the clear playbook how to verify the threat, cross-reference the intelligence with the internal logs and asset inventories, assess the scope, how many accounts are affected, which systems are at risk, contain the threat, force password reset, block the malicious domains, isolate the compromised system, and investigate the root cause. How did this happen? What vulnerability was exposed? And implement the preventive measures to ensure it doesn't happen again in the future. So this is the beauty of early detection, that you are doing all of this before the attack succeeds. So you are not in the damage control mode, you are in the prevention mode. That is the difference between responding to preventing one. Now let me show you how this works in the real use case. So this is the first use case. So this is about the credential leak prevention. And here's the scenario. So a threat actor posts a database dump containing 50,000 email and password combination to a dark web forum. So within minutes, not hours, yeah, in the minutes, our AI identifies like 47 email that belonging to your organization. And the alert hits your SOC dashboard with a full context, the source forum, the threat actor's profile, and the exact credential exposed. So your team can immediately force this password reset for those 47 accounts and enable the MFA. So the total time for leak to containment is still under 30 minutes. So if you compare that to the alternative, those stolen credentials getting sold by the hackers, and yeah, the hackers use them to access your VPN, and 6 months later you will be dealing with a full scale breach. So this is why a proactive security is really important right now. So this one is even more critical. So the second use case, the scenario is our AI detects chatter in a private Telegram channel where a ransomware group is discussing the potential targets in your sector, and your organization is specifically mentioned by the hacker. So they are sharing reconnaissance data, your public facing infrastructure, potential entry points, even discussing which executives to target for social engineering. So this is the pre-attack intelligence, and you're seeing the planning phase. So your SOC immediately escalates this to executive leadership, and then you can harden your perimeter, increase monitoring on the identified systems, brief your executives on the social engineering tactics, and coordinate with law enforcement. So the attack never happens because the attackers or the hackers realize that you are prepared. So they'll move on to an easier target. And this is the power of early warning. And this is the next use case. This is the scenario that nobody wants, but everyone needs to be prepared for. A threat actor posts a screenshot on the dark web forum claiming to have breached your network. They're showing proof like internal files, the structures of database, or maybe even a sample data. So this is quite normal actually. This is their way to advertising before they sell the full dataset or demand a ransom. So our AI detects this post within minutes and alerts your SOC. And this is the critical part. you have a window of opportunity. The breach has occurred, but the data hasn't been widely distributed yet. So you can contain it, and your team immediately initiates incident response, isolate the affected systems, revoke the access tokens, engage the forensic, notify legal and compliance, and you have the control of the narrative and minimizing the damage. So without this early detection, you'd learn about the breach when it's announced publicly by the hacker. And by then, it's already too late for a containment. All right, now let's talk about the bottom line. But before we move forward, I would need your help to fill in the votes again about what benefits are you looking for. So please, I'll give you a minute to fill in the votes. All righty, thank you for the votes, guys. So we have a lot of votes in faster detection. Yeah, this is very common actually, the common benefits that people looking for. So now we're talking about the faster detection. So we're reducing mean time to detect from weeks or months to minutes. That's not incremental improvement, and that's transformational. So the next one is the proactive defense. You're not waiting for attacks to succeed, but you're stopping them during the planning phase. The next one is you can reduce the breach impact when the breaches do occur. Early detection means faster containment and less data exposure. And the last one is about the compliance confidence. So you can demonstrate to auditors and regulators that you have a comprehensive threat monitoring and rapid incident response capabilities. So these aren't just security improvements, they are business enablers. They protect your reputation, reduce the financial risk, and give you the leadership of confidence that you're ahead of the threat curve. So, what does the service actually included in this session? So, yeah, you will get this as a comprehensive coverage across multiple channels. So, there will be a 24/7 dark web monitoring, continuous surveillance of forums, marketplaces, and leak sites, real-time alerts where the high priority threats delivered instantly to your CM or SOC, and the threat intelligence report. So the curated summaries of a relevant threat activity in your industry and region. Also the quarterly reviews or the threat briefings. It's all about the strategic analysis with our threat intelligence team. And this will be done also using the API integration where the seamless connection to your existing security stack. So this is not a standalone tool that creates more work for your team. It's an intelligence layer that enhance everything you're already doing. It fits your CM, enrich your threat hunting, and gives your analyst context they need to make faster and better decisions. All right, so let's bring this all together now. The threat landscape is already accelerating. Like I said, the hackers are already using AI. They are now faster, more organized, and more sophisticated than ever. The traditional security tools can't see where the threats originate, which leave you blind to planning and coordination happening in the dark web spaces. The AI enhanced threat intelligence closed the visibility gap by monitoring billions of signals in real time and correlating them to your specific environment. So early detection is the difference between preventing a breach and responding to one. And that is the difference that measured in millions of dollars, countless hours, and also your organization's reputation. So this is not a future technology. It's already available now. And organizations that adopt it are fundamentally changing their security posture from reactive to proactive. The question is not whether you need this capability or not. It's about how quickly you can implement it. All right, that's the overview, but before we move forward to the Q&A session, I would like to show you about the example of the threat intelligence tool that you can use as an ordinary people. So this is the open source threat intelligence tool. Let me share it to you. All right. So this is the tools. Actually, this is the open source tools named Robin. So this is the AI powered dark web OSINT tool that made by Indian people named Apurv Singh Gautam. So in this tool, actually you can search anything, maybe related to your username, your email, or anything. So is there anyone that want to be a volunteer to give the username or email to search in the dark web query in here? I'll give you some times in comment if you have any username to be checked. All right, we got some volunteer in the chat here. So maybe I'll take the first one, Lunatic Lucas. That's a great username actually. So the good part in this tool is you can search using the preferred LLM model. So yeah, if you prefer to use GPT, Cloud, or Gemini or anything, you can choose it. But based on my experience, I prefer to choose this Cloud Sonnet somehow because it's faster. So now we can search Lunatic Lucas. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a connection error in here. Let me refresh. Oh, okay. Wait. All right. Now we're back. I'm sorry. There's a technical issue in here, but don't worry. We got it now. So let me retry again. Find lunatic Lucas. And now the AI will trying to search on the dark web, and it will need some minutes to get the reports. So actually, they will give you a comprehensive reports. But the important things is, like I said earlier, in the dark web, there's a lot of fake data, whereas the hackers are trying to convince the target that they're selling real data, but yeah, that's not a real data. But in these tools, the AI will filter which one the valid data, which one not valid data. So let's see the reports in here. We'll wait for some minutes. And anyway, you can also bring up another LLM model if you have any preferred LLM model or you have your own LLM model. Okay, now we got the search result is 219 and the AI filtered the result. The valid is only 11. And now we're waiting for the comprehensive report. We will get the investigation summary. And now this is the report. So we got the source links reference for the analysis. So Lunatic Lucas, your account has been listed in this link. I'm in the dark web forum. So this is Hell Forum, Dread, Hidden Answers, Forums category, Social category, and etc. And this is the investigation artifacts. This is the onion domains identified, dark web forums and communities that talking about your username. This is the infrastructure patterns, the multiple subdomains under this link. And this is the topic of interest, the OPSEC or operational security, forums directories, and trust and also reputation system. And the great things in here, you got the insight of this report. So the first insight is the centralized directory infrastructure. And the next one is the regional cybercrime forum with redundant infrastructure, educational content targeting the operational security, trust and reputation infrastructure, and also the last one is categorized content discovery systems. And this is the next steps. You will get the immediate investigation actions. So this is the actions, the crawl of directory services. And this is the forum infiltration, OPSEC training material analysis, trust system intelligence gathering, and etc. And this is the strategic intelligence development. So you get the trend analysis, network analysis, and threat actor profiling. So yeah, like I said earlier, this is a very good tools that you can use as an ordinary people because yeah, it's available on the GitHub and everybody can use the code. But yeah, back again, if we're talking about the cybersecurity principle, it will be really important for you guys to regularly update your password because yeah we don't know whether if our username or password are listed in the dark web. So yeah, it will be good for you if you regularly update your passwords. And now we will back again to the slides. All right. Now we are in the Q&A sessions. Now I want to hear from you. Any questions do you have? Whatever in your mind, let's discuss it. Because this is a complex space and I want to make sure that you have all of the information you need to make an informed decision. So please fire away your questions in the chat. I'll give you some minutes. All right, we got one question here from the anonymous attendee. How can I remove my data from the dark web? So actually, it is possible to remove, but I don't think removing the data is the wise way to resolve the problem because your data is already there. But the good thing is to do the monitoring with the SOC, maybe to integrate the threat intelligence tool so you can monitor the data that already breaches. And also, like I said earlier, you can change the username, maybe the password, so the data will be not valid, even if there exists in the dark web. And also, the SOC will do the monitoring, so the breaches will be prevented in the future. All right, we are waiting for another question. If you have any, please put it on the comments. So the next question also from the anonymous attendee. I don't know if this is the same person or not, but yeah, this is the question. As more companies rely on AI system with access to critical data and workflows, how can they ensure these systems remain secure and not become an initial access vector for attackers? Example, through prompt injection or abuse of AI-driven automation. So yeah, in this question, actually, the best way to solve this problem is using your own AI. You will have your own AI. It will be more safety for you. And yeah, the other thing is about the input and output guardrails. So don't let the input directly into the LLM without the filter. So you need to do the filtering on the LLM side. And also the thing is you need to monitor this, like I said earlier. And now the next question is the difference between CM and SOC. So yeah, actually in the blue team, SOC is stand for Security Operations Center. It more relies to the security team. Like I said, there are L1, L2, and L3 roles in the SOC, but the CM is the tools to do the monitoring. So the CM will correlate all of the signals together into one alert and will give the alerts to the SOC team who's doing the security monitoring. So the SOC team can do the further analysis and also the incident response before the breaches successfully happen. And the next question is, what does an SOC analyst need to know today that they didn't need to know 3 years ago? Yeah, I think this is the biggest shift because now we are using AI. So the AI literacy and prompt engineering, this is really important right now because if we don't catch up in this, we will be left behind, right? So 3 years ago, analysts need a strong scripting skills like maybe Python, but today they need to know how to query LLMs and effectively speed up the triage and also the investigation. Yeah, I hope that answers your questions. I'll give some another question maybe. Can you tell the tools that SOC analysts could use? So actually, for the tools that used by the SOC, there's a lot of tools, right? Like CM is one of the tools. Threat intelligence is one of the tools. EDR, XDR. So yeah, there's a lot of tools, but uh, you don't need to know each brand of the tools, but you just need to know the concept how we use the tools, like CM tools. Like I said earlier, this tool is used to correlate the alerts into one single alert for the further analysis, and also will be correlated with the other tools like EDR or XDR, antivirus, firewall, and etc. So yeah, that's the most important thing on the SOC tools. All right. The next question is how CM, SOC, and SOAR work together. So this is a good question, actually. Like I said earlier, CM is correlating the signals from all of the devices like firewalls, antivirus, EDR, XDR, and etc. into one single alert. And the SOC team will do the security monitoring to do the further analysis and also the incident response when the incident happen. And this sort tools actually working on the automation. So the sort tools will connect your CM tools into the all of the security device that you have, like firewalls, like EDR, etc. So there will be a automate system or automate process that will be performed by the SOAR. So uh, how SOC work together with the SOAR, because this is automated. Actually, the SOC used to have the regular review because the automation still needs human to verify or yeah to review on the automation if there's any false positive, and yeah, a lot of adjustment uh, accordingly. And the next question, what are the challenges for AI in distinguishing between valid leaked data and fake dumps on the dark web? So this question came from Fahri Ray. So the challenge for AI in distinguish between valid leaked data and fake dumps on the dark web is about the training the AI, because yeah, different LLMs also different result. And also, if you have your own AI, you have to train them before it will be a good AI to separate between the valid leaked data and fake data dumps. So this still needs a human interaction and also need humans to verify and train the AI. So it will be a strong tools for your team. All right. The next question is how can the correlation of monitoring dark web posts provide solutions to areas that need improvement? It need to be improved. So yeah, like I showed earlier, so you already got the report. I mean the correlation on the dark web monitoring. So this AI will provide also the solution what you need to do, and also if your accounts or your passwords may be already breached, yeah, the good thing is you can do the force password resets. Maybe yeah, like I said in the use case that I have showed, uh, you can implement the force password reset and also enable the MFA to prevent this. this kind of breaches. Okay, the next question, can you show any monitoring tool and explain how it works? So yeah, like I said earlier, the monitoring tool used by the SOC is the CM itself. And how it works, it will correlates all of the signals or all of the logs from your devices like firewalls, endpoint, servers, and also all of the security devices, firewall, EDR, XDR, and they will correlate into one alert. So the security analyst can do the analysis and give the further action to respond to the incident. All right. The next question is, what about Steeler? Can SOC handle that? So this question came from Martin, and this is a good question. So yeah, this is possible to be monitored by the SOC because the SOC right now they're not only monitoring based on the IOC but also the IOA. Like everything is already mapped or addressed using the MITRE attack. So this stealer is can be detected by SOC and can be prevented as well. All right, guys. I think because the time is limited, uh, we can move forward. If you have any further question, you can reach out to our contacts, or maybe if you have my contacts, you can reach out to me. Don't worry. I'm happy to share anything to you guys. And now, finally, we reached the end of the session. So we already discover how AI works in cybersecurity, especially on the threat intelligence tools enhancement. So actually, just to let you know, we used to have this kind of webinar like every month. So our next webinar will be on 28th January 2026. The speaker is our senior project manager named Adrian Suranto. We will discussing about AI in project management. So if you guys know someone in your company who's working as the project manager roles, would be much appreciated if you can share it with them so they can join our next webinar. And once again, thank you so much for your enthusiasm to attend the session. And I'll see you on the next webinar. And have a good day ahead.